What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, the two new upcoming packages, the physical infrastructure package, and the next stimulus package, the American Families Plan, as well as what is going on in the world today. First, let's start with that several different people, high-ranking people, want to increase Social Security, expand Social Security, and make changes to Social Security. Number one, President Biden. Number two, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. Number three, Senator Elizabeth Warren. And number four, Senate Budget Chairman Bernie Sanders all have plans to make changes and or increase benefits to Social Security. In this video, we're going to start with going over the details of what these are and when we can expect these to happen and how much will be changed, as well as then we will be talking more about the fourth stimulus check. Don't forget to hit the like button for us down below, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates on the upcoming rounds of stimulus. It's completely free to subscribe. First up, as you can see here in black and white, President Biden has promised to reform Social Security. Some changes could come as soon as this year. Let's go over them. President Joe Biden has a tall list of priorities for his first days in office, but experts expect one issue he promised to deal with during his campaign, and that is Social Security reform, could become a focal point as soon as this year. Millions of Americans count on Social Security benefits to provide income when they are retired or disabled, or when loved ones pass away. The program's funds have been running low, and the latest office estimate from Social Security shows that 79% of promised benefits will be payable in 2035 due to the depletion of its trust funds. That estimate does not factor in the effects of this pandemic, which experts say could move the date up even sooner. President Biden touted big changes to the Social Security program on the campaign trail. Under his plan, eligible workers would get a guaranteed minimum benefit equal to 125% of the poverty level. I'll go over what that means and how much that is here in just a moment. People who have received benefits for at least 20 years would get a 5% bump, and widows and widowers would receive about 20% more money per month with these proposed changes. President Biden also proposes changing the measurement for annual cost of living increases to the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, or the CPIE, which more closely tracks the expenses that retirees face. To pay for those higher benefits, Biden would apply Social Security payroll taxes to those making $400,000 and up. As well, one of the proposed tax changes, there's several more actually. In 2021, workers generally pay the 6.2% Social Security tax on up to $142,800 of wages. Earnings between $142,800 and $400,000 would not be subject to those new tax levies under the plan, though that gap would eventually close over time. As you can see here, the federal poverty level is $12,880 for a single individual. If we take 125% of that, 12,880 times 1.25 would equal $16,100, which would be basically a raise going from 12,880 to 1610. If we divide that by 12 months in a year, that would mean a minimum Social Security benefit of $1,341 every single month from this proposed change from President Biden. Now, with this $1,341 minimum Social Security payments, it's unclear, first of all, if that would also pertain to SSI, Supplemental Security Income, and SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance. It's unclear if it will be for both of those programs. The current SSI benefit is $794 per month. That would be a significant increase to go up to $1,341 per month. However, this is something that President Biden campaigned on, as well as the 5% more for people that have been on Social Security for over 20 years, and 20% more for people that are widows or widowers and had their spouse die, and would give them that extra 20% bonus to help them out. Now, currently, the proposed tax change here is to simply tax the wealthy, tax people that make over $400,000 per year, and basically apply that Social Security tax to their earnings over $400,000 per year, which they're not currently taxed a Social Security tax on that high of income. There's also several other ways they could pay for this, as we've talked about here on the channel. IRS Commissioner Charles Rettig says that there's about $1 trillion every single year that goes uncollected from the IRS, but is actually owed to them from taxpayers that owe taxes, but they simply don't pay it, or they don't claim it and they owe the money, and the IRS just doesn't get around to collecting the money or auditing those people. That's $1 trillion per year. Senator Bernie Sanders also says there's $450 billion that they could get every single year simply by making large pharmaceutical companies be forced to give medicine, pharmaceutical drugs, to the United States government for the same price that they charge other countries. I think that's going to happen this year. How they're going to word it and if they're going to put it in this next stimulus package that's already been announced, the American Families Plan, is still yet to be decided, and how they're going to figure out the legalities of that. That'll save the government about $500 billion every single year. And Senator Bernie Sanders says they can then use that money to expand Medicare to include free benefits of hearing, dental, and vision, and also lower the eligibility age for Medicare to age 60 or age 55 as well, and or pay for Social Security increases, as President Biden campaigned on, $1,341 per month as a minimum Social Security benefit for everybody collecting Social Security benefits, which is, I believe, is around 70 million people in the United States, which is about 20% of the United States. And they always say, let's take care of our elderly. I know not everybody is elderly on Social Security, but the majority of people are. And well, we really should take care of our own people that have worked a whole lifetime and now probably or might not be able to work. Senator Bernie Sanders, who is now the Senate Budget Chairman and probably the highest ranking official in the Senate besides the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, who also wants Social Security increases, which I'll get to here in a second. Well, Senator Bernie Sanders, who's considered President Biden's right-hand man, also wants to raise Social Security. Bernie has right here on his website, he says, today we say to our senior citizens that we understand that you cannot live in dignity when you are trying to survive on $13,000 or $14,000 a year in Social Security benefits. My Republican colleagues want to cut Social Security, but we have some bad news for them. We're not going to cut Social Security benefits. We're going to expand them. Bernie says he wants to expand Social Security benefits for all recipients and protect pensions, guarantee home and community-based long-term care services, protect our most vulnerable seniors by quadrupling funding for the Older Americans Act, and expand other programs seniors rely on, and expand and train the direct care workforce that we need to help do this. Senator Bernie Sanders has a similar tax plan to help pay for these increases that would apply a payroll tax income on income for earners over $250,000 as opposed to $400,000, which President Biden has proposed. He says, first, we'll make sure that Social Security will pay every benefit owed to every eligible American in the next 50 years. Second, we will expand benefits across the board, including a $1,300 a year benefit increase for seniors with incomes of $16,000 a year or less, which basically is very similar to the proposed increase that President Biden has to take the federal poverty level from 12,800 and basically make it 16,000 or somewhere around there for everybody on Social Security. He says, third, we will lift millions of seniors out of poverty by increasing the minimum benefits paid to low-income workers when they retire. Fourth, we will increase cost of living adjustments to keep up with the rising cost of healthcare and prescription drugs by establishing a consumer price index for the elderly. Sounds pretty similar, doesn't it? Sounds like they want almost the same thing. Then that takes us to Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Senator Elizabeth Warren's plan to increase Social Security. This is the long awaited Senator Chuck Schumer, who is the Senate Majority Leader, the most powerful person in the Senate at the moment. Senator Elizabeth Warren and Ron Wyden have unveiled a plan to increase benefits by $200 per month for all Social Security beneficiaries. The plan to provide more than 60 million Americans with an additional $4,000 over 2 years is part of the Senate Democrats' bold Phase 3 stimulus proposal. When this bill originally came out, it was only supposed to go for 2 years, but now the proposals from Senator Biden and President Joe Biden are actual permanent increases. Either one would be welcome, but a permanent increase would obviously be a lot better. We also have a brand new bill that came out about a week or two ago, which was to increase the SSI, Supplemental Security Income. People on SSI only make $794 a month, to raise them up to the federal poverty level, which would be a $279 per month every single month increase. So you can see that a lot of these programs are pretty close to each other, little different. We're talking 200 a month here, 279 a month here, and raising the federal benefits for all Social Security beneficiaries to $1,341 a month. And that would depend on what you make previously on Social Security. If you're on the regular Social Security, SSI, SSDI, SSA, but anyone would be at a minimum of $1,341 based on President Biden's plan. Senator Bernie's plan is almost the same. Now, here's the thing. Here's the catch. When do I think this will happen? Well, I think if it's going to happen, it's very likely to happen this year. Here's why. Number one is it's a very different political atmosphere than it was last year when we were going over the second stimulus check and the third stimulus check. Well, actually, yeah, we'll say just the second stimulus check, because the third one was eventually passed by Biden. Although former President Donald Trump, wanted it, but Mitch McConnell sent that bill to die in his graveyard, even though it passed the House. And former President Donald Trump wanted $2,000 stimulus checks instead of $600. Now it's a very different landscape in that the Democrats control the House, the Senate, and the presidency right now, although by the slimmest of slim margins. The Democrats literally control a Senate with a 50-50 tie. There's 50 Democrats, 50 Republicans, but the tiebreaker goes to the vice president, Kamala Harris, who is a Democrat. They lead the House by only a few seats now. It's actually decreasing because, one, they've had a couple people retire. Two, they've had a couple people die. And three, the new census changes are actually giving 4 seats to the Republicans in the next election. Because basically there's a couple states like New York and California which lost a seat, and Texas gained 2 seats. And overall, there was a shift because where people are moving and where people live now, they changed the House of Representatives seats a little bit, and the Democrats are actually going to lose 4 seats from that proposed. Well, not proposed; it's already happening. It's going to happen for the next election based on the census results. So the Democrats have the slimmest of slim margins, and it's probably a 50-50 chance that the Republicans can win either the House or the Senate. They only need to literally win one more seat in the Senate to take control, and in the House, it's probably going to be somewhere around 1 to 3 seats when all is said and done in the House. So it's 50-50 chance that the Republicans can take back one or the other. What does that mean? That they have to pass pretty much anything on their agenda, which Social Security benefits, and increasing this, but also paying for it long term with other types of taxes or collecting the IRS money that they need, or these proposed Medicare changes by forcing pharmaceutical companies to give us the drugs for the same price. That all of this is basically going to be paid for somehow and will change the trajectory of Social Security so that it won't run out in the next 20 years or so. Okay, so they can change that just by making little changes. Instead of going like this, it goes like this. It's a slight trajectory change that makes all the difference in the world. And that slight trajectory change can also pay for the increases. If they're going to do it, it's very likely it's going to happen this year or before the elections next year. But I think that the Democrats will likely want to do that this year. And I do believe that they can pass it through the budgetary reconciliation process and do that with a simple majority vote of 51 votes in the Senate, which is what the Democrats can do. They can pass these bills on their own in the House and the Senate, and that is how they pass the third stimulus check. So, whether they're going to do this in this next package or later on in this year, the Senate parliamentarian has ruled they can do two more budgetary reconciliation bills or packages this fiscal year alone. They get more after October, and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has found a loophole in the law. You know, the law is tens of thousands of pages, right? They must have combed through it and found one provision in there that says that they can go back and actually edit or change the budgetary reconciliation packages that have already been passed. Again, they can do that again, simple by a simple majority vote. So that means, for example, they could go back and edit the third stimulus check package, which was passed with the budgetary reconciliation process, simply by another budgetary reconciliation process, simply a simple majority vote of 51 votes. So they kind of found a loophole to be able to pass possibly an unlimited amount of bills through the reconciliation process, which means you only need 50 to 51 votes in the Senate. This is exactly what the Democrats plan on doing for the next stimulus package, the American Families Plan, that has already been announced. And we have two different proposals from the Democrats for monthly stimulus checks to be included in this next package. The first one from the U.S. House of Representatives, Representative Rashida Tlaib, and also co-sponsored by Representative Jayapal, is for a one-time $2,000 stimulus check, then followed by $1,000 monthly recurring payments that would go until 1 year after the pandemic is declared over, whenever that is, by the national government. So you'd be looking at probably about 18 months of $1,000 payments here, at least. The second bill from Senator Ed Markey and Elizabeth Warren, which is really gaining a lot of steam right now, is for $2,000 monthly stimulus checks, although these checks would only go until the pandemic is declared over. So think at the earliest, that would probably be the end of this year. So think 6 months of checks for $2,000 per month at the bare minimum, the absolute minimum. This one is gaining a lot of popularity because of a new petition that is going around that has over 2.1 million signatures saying, yes, we need $2,000 per month checks until the pandemic is over. And we need to continue to have these to help out both Americans in need and help our economy and help our small businesses. The author of this bill, or the author of this petition, I should say, actually lost her restaurant and because of the pandemic, and says that we need these monthly stimulus checks to go to help us come out of this once in a 100-year pandemic. There's also been recent reports out that a fourth and even a fifth stimulus check could keep 12 more million Americans out of poverty because a lot of these checks go to the whole family. Think about the third stimulus check. You got $1,400 for the adults, say two adults, and $1,400 for two children as well, which came out to be $5,600, and plus the $3,000 to $3,600 child tax credits, which are now turning into monthly stimulus checks as well. The IRS is going to start paying these out in July of $250 per month per child for children ages 6 through 17 and $300 per month for children under the age of 6. That is already passed for 1 year. It's called the child tax credits, and is passed for the year 2021, was passed in the third stimulus check package. And one of the items that is slated to be in the next package, or could be in the next package, as they're negotiating everything of what will be in this next stimulus package right now, is to increase those child tax credits or monthly checks until at least 2025 or later, which would mean that monthly checks of $250 to $300 per month would continue on until 2025 or later, or until your child hits age 18. That's actually very eerily similar to the $200 to $279 per month increases that they're pushing for Social Security. So if they've already done it with children through the child tax credits, can they do it for Social Security beneficiaries also? I think it's a no-brainer. I think it's going to be something on their one of their highest agendas. Whether or not they put it in this next package, I'm not sure, but Democrats are already talking about another package after this, and I think it's one of their high priorities to get this done before the next election because even Democrats know, as confident as they may be, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, it always seems like the party in power is always very confident, but I think they know that their time is limited and they only have less than a year to do this in until the next election. And if they don't get this done now, they might not have the chance to do it again. So I think it's very likely that we will see a forced stimulus check and a Social Security increase and Social Security reform before the end of the year is over. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on updates. I'll keep you up to date on all these different stimulus provisions here in the near future. Join our family of subscribers. We have new videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 8 p.m., and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss an episode because we cover different benefits and different stimulus provisions in different videos. Click the bell icon down below after subscribing to all notifications to get reminder notifications when new videos come out. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business by selling products on the Amazon FBA platform. Amazon has their own platform where you can sell products on there and they do all the shipping for you. And I teach people how to do that and replace their 9 to 5 income. Click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.